Hello and welcome to a smerdp video, and today we're looking at Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 109 from Boom Studios. And this is written by Melissa Flores. Illustrations are done by Simona. Colors are done by Rao. And Ed Dukeshire is on the letters. Let me just adjust my camera slightly. So our story begins with Draken releasing Kia. Kia obviously was never found. Draken for what he did and what he caused, which resulted in her parents dying. And he goes to attack her, and he says, "You need to listen to me. You've been in a bottle for a long time. I am not the enemy. And I'm not that same sort of person, etc." So they go to the embassy, the Master Arch, to escape, etc., where she realizes that her morpher was given to the cat. I think the cat must have come sort of afterwards, etc. So, and Draken does his bit where it says more about you than it does about the cat, so to speak. So the Rangers arrive a little bit late because they're easily dispatched, and they go through the gate. And he does leave a warning for Trini to destroy the Master Arch as well. So, cryptic future note to do that, etc. We find out that Torona is not dead. He is still alive. And then Rita is taking Grace, etc. And she says she knows all about her and the story of Grace, of how she has spent her whole life after the very brief moment of being a ranger to have it taken away. And she thinks it'd be good for Grace to witness what's coming next. So she realizes that the vessel is off to not realizes, but she's hoping that the vessel has destroyed Zordon. However, it's Lord Zed who rocks up, and he calls her demented, etc. And she makes an interesting point. She says, "You've become the thing that you love the most. So who's really demented here?" And then they go at it in the background. Meanwhile, we finally starting to see some Matt versus Kim and Aisha action, and Matt is playing on "I hear you're not a team player." Bear in mind that some of that stuff was as a result of Matt being taken. Some of that was as a result of trying not to leave her friends struggling on another planet, etc. And he's trying to play with these feelings that I feel as if he can get a rise, but I don't think he could, because she was doing it for her friends, etc. So that means that actually she's willing to not listen to certain orders because her friends are in danger and they come first. So contradicting what Matt thinks he's achieving out of this. So he goes for Aisha and plays on that relationship because he was fond of her too. And he tells her that he likes her to catch her off guard, etc. And like I said, Rita and Nat are going for it, etc. They're battling in the background. And then Grace decides it's time to sneak off, etc. And then Matt points out, maybe we're kindred spirits because we're both replacements. That's how Matt sees himself. He's been seeing himself for this last period of time as an outsider, and that's what's made it easy for Rita to get in there and capture him. And he's perhaps more receptive to being an evil Green Ranger than perhaps Tommy ever was. Maybe. So he goes to go in his Dragon Sword. He's going to escape. Kimberly checks in with Aisha, and then they're informed that the emissary, the vessel came to destroy Zordon, etc. But she's not listening, etc. So they've got a plan to save Matt, etc. So rather than just let him go, they go Dragon Thunder Sword power now. So we got another new Megazord, just like that. Boom. Who thinks of these things? So he's suddenly in the Megazord, which he did not intend to do, and Billy rocks up. He quickly captures the Sword of Darkness through quick thinking, and Tommy smashes it. Taroni is freed by Grace and told to take the navigator, get out of here, etc., because she's going to come looking for me. However, the vessel is here. Now, we don't know what happens to Rona, but he drags Grace back. So they have a sort of stalemate by between Rita and Zed, and she makes a joke, even as a ranger, you cannot defeat me. There was also a moment earlier where she says that, you know, I wanted you to, I liked you. I wanted you to carry favor when I was doing things, etc. So we go back to, she put a spell on Zed, but maybe there was some, I mean, we know that turned into real feelings at some point, and, you know, they loved each other. But maybe those feelings were there earlier for Rita. She saw something in Zed that she wanted, etc. So hence, it was perhaps easier for her to do these things to get back into the power play of being evil, etc. So the vessel is instructed to kill Grace. However, he says no. So this, I guess, is a repercussion of his considering his options after his conversations with Zordon, that he doesn't have to just go do mindless things. He has his emotion, etc. So Matt demorphs, and Aisha puts out a hand. Big mistake, because he is still clearly maybe evil, maybe not. Not entirely sure, etc. And then they leave. They just leave. They just go. Like there's a bigger plan in play in the background that we don't know of. Anyway, we're about to find that out. So Trini is trying to find out what, from Alpha 1, what Draken's plans were, why he went through the Master Arch, etc. And I believe that what I've interpreted off this thing, that was not the plan. I also believe that perhaps he shows up in the coinless world. So, which is, funny enough, it's just been dispatched. So when I get that, I'll obviously do a run through of that issue as well. We get a moment between these two, how it could have gone worse, how it could have gone better. These things happen. You're not all powerful, etc. But in the background, there is a caveat. And once again, there is some form of an invasion here. Now, I could be wrong. These look like the little vampire ships coming down, etc. So it will be very, very interesting to see how this plans out. And when I go to Coinless, you got Drake in there, you got Kia there. It's going to be interesting what happens there. You've also got Spectre, you got Jason, Trini, Zach, and Scorpina, unless I'm incorrect. So I'm looking forward to getting that issue in the next few days. And well, that is it. So it was an all right issue. I feel like it was there was a few fights in there, but it's building up to something bigger. And we know that we got this big story coming in issue 11, where things will never be the same as they always are in these events, etc. But the build up and growth is coming along quite nicely. The story is coming along quite nicely. I like stories like this, which are a slow burn and more about the character's development. We've seen a bit more with Matt. Is he now released off the spell? Now that will be the interesting one of that whole thing, etc. Zed taking on the Power Ranger powers and still not being able to achieve his goal and doing something that he hates. What sort of effect and ramifications does that have? It would be interesting to see some of that as well. So anyway, but I feel like Melissa is doing a good job. So we'll carry on seeing that next issue. So anyway, thanks for watching my video. If you do like my channel, appreciate you subscribing. Thank you for everybody that is subscribed to my channel already. Appreciate you folks a lot. And make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. And as always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.